This is J. Krishnamurti's third discussion with students in Malibu, California, 1968.
We were discussing last time we met here question of conditioning. If I remember rightly, we said that the brain is conditioned. For 2 million years and more, it has been conditioned that way. And whether that conditioning can be dormant when a new challenge is given to it, or must it always respond according to its old conditioning and its old pattern? I think that's what we were discussing, weren't we? Because unless we understand this, I don't quite see how we can ever be free. We may be enlarging or modifying or decorating the conditioning, adding and subtracting, but always remain within the pattern of that conditioning. In that, there is no freedom for man at all. So when one is demanding freedom, and one must, otherwise we are slaves forever and ever. Amen. Whether it is at all possible to really recognizing the conditioning, both the very crude form of it and the subtle forms of it, whether the mind can ever find freedom. And without that freedom, I don't see how it's possible to have any kind of compassion or love. I think that's what we stated the other time, didn't we? That's what we discussed more or less. To go on from there, is it possible to observe, see, whatever it is with new eyes, with a mind that is aware of its conditioning, knowing the limitation of that conditioning and accepting that conditioning, go beyond it. The brain is always responding. Seeking its own security, self-interest, accepting every form of what has been. That's all the brain knows, can't possibly know, not what is in the future. It can only project what is in the future according to what has been. So one has this question, whether the brain can ever be quiescent so that a new part of the mind can operate. Does this make any sense?
You said it might be a wrong question to ask if one could ever uncondition the mind, because you said the mind is all conditioning, and you can't wipe out memory.
No, well, didn't we say the brain is conditioned?
Yes.
The very cells of the brain are conditioned by various memories.
Yes.
Whether those memories must interfere with whatever one sees, whatever the new challenges, whatever the question put to it, must it always respond according to the old pattern? Must this brain always respond as an American with certain patterns of behavior, thought, the education, culture, and so on, so on, so on? Or can those memories be quiescent? When I look at a mountain, the tree, the person who has insulted or flattered, the responses that one has at every moment, whenever a new thing happens. I don't know what you think, whether it's an important question at all. Whether such a question has any value at all. Is revolt and revolution always within the pattern of the brain? that is always within the pattern of thought. The communist says, from thesis to antithesis, you know the whole idea there, and synthesis. And from synthesis to an antithesis. And so on and on and on and on. Always within the pattern of thought. And thought is always conditioned. No? So is there any action which is not of thought?
Action in relationships.
Action, relationship, action.
Wouldn't no thought be action?
No. So before you put that, look, I want to change. Let's start that way. I want to change. Change deeply, radically, fundamentally change. And the change that I have accepted so far has been a modification of what has been. Revolution, economic, social, and other revolutions are always based on that. What has been, a reaction to what has been, a modification of what has been, or antithesis of what has been.
Which is the same thing.
And so, when I want to change, how is that change brought about? Take very simple example, smoking, drinking, or whatever it is. A pattern has been set, a habit. How to break that habit without effort?
So to lose the need for it.
Huh?
To lose the need for it. To lose the need for that habit. In drinking and smoking, so
Yes.
it's simply through my own experience. I became a non-smoker, a non-drinker.
Through experience.
That's what I did for myself.
Look, so what is involved in that?
It wasn't a forcible thing.
No. What is involved in it?
Decision that I was now not
Then must I go through drunkenness in order to be free of it?
No, not at all.
Then what am I to do, sir? I want to change the whole pattern of my living. A different human being I want to be. Not want to be, you understand, that's a way of saying, expressing it in words. I see that I can change very gradually. I see I can change, that really it's not a change, it's a modification. And I see the futility of that. And I see also very clearly that to change to something, change from this to that, is still the old modified. Right? No?
Yes. Yes.
And yet I feel the absolute necessity of radical transformation of myself, of my whole way of thinking, living, acting and all that. Otherwise just keep on repeating, a routine, a dull boredom of action. Whether it's sexual, whether it is whatever it is. So what brings about this?
Could be a change of the image of oneself.
No, sir,
One's bound to have an image.
Find out, sir. Let us, after all, here we are, a group of us, we are trying to learn. Learn first how deeply we are conditioned. I'll stay in one position, sorry. How deeply one is conditioned, and any action from that conditioning only produces further conditioning. Any demand, any question, any perception from the conditioning is still conditioning. We realize that, one realizes that. Then how is it possible to bring about a change in oneself?
Mustn't we free ourselves from the effect of the conditioning? Or from the conditioning?
How do you do it, sir?
Well, I don't think you can change the conditioning again.
Beg pardon?
I don't think you can change the conditioning.
Then what is one to do then?
How about acting as the impulses come up? Just act on the impulses.
Just to act on impulses?
Well, be aware that you're acting on the impulses. Be aware of what's happening. That way you're not struggling with them. It seems.
Just self-observation.
To observe oneself? Who is the observer? And no, sir, do go into, you can't just throw out a fish, a hook and hope you'll catch something.
What is the process of image?
We'll come to that, sir, presently. Do look at this question. I want to change. I don't want to be a 2-million-year-old human being that has become mechanical, repetitious, frightened, and therefore despair, in agony, in suffering, and the thing called love, which is a torture for most of human beings, and every relationship is a conflict. And I say to myself, I realize that, and I want to change all that. Change at the very root of my being. So that there is no conflict anymore. I live a life without torture, without distortion. Without anxiety, fear, all the rest of it. Now, how is it to be brought about?
Doing nothing.
What do you mean by that, sir?
Anything that
Look, I come to you and ask you this question. I'm deadly earnest, not just fooling around with this question.
I understand.
And I say, wait a minute. I'm sufficiently mature. I won't accept easy solutions, easy answers, because you try this, try that, do this, don't. I said, I've been through all that. I have done all the things that human beings do in seeking something, going from one religion to another, one guru, one meditation, one. You follow, become a communist, and then later on get disappointed with it and disillusioned with it, then become a socialist and all that pattern. I said, that's too silly, all that. Too immature, too childish to keep on repeating this. By the time I've examined everything, I'm dead, gone.
Well, what I mean is any action that you would take is conditioned.
So what am I to do, sir?
Well, I would think that it's...
No, not you would think. I'm not, that's like saying, you're hungry, I'm going to give you a lot of words.
Well, this is a discussion, and I'm not a teacher. I'm a student.
Now, is there a teacher and a student?
I don't know about
that. Wait, answer that question, sir. Don't move from there. Is there a teacher and a student?
I think they're students.
Who is the teacher? Or must one be both the teacher and the student? I know, sir, don't agree to this thing. This is like... Therefore, no authority. No, please, you follow what's implied in all this. There is nobody who will tell me what to do. I've tried them all. The gurus, the priests, the merchants who sell God, and all the rest of it. I'm an unhappy human being. Mature, but utterly unhappy. Blind, confused, in sorrow. I said, don't give me words, platitudes, nothing. I want something,
Sir, if you asked me that question, I think...
I am not asking you, you are asking yourself.
No, you are coming to him and asking him.
That's I'm coming to you and asking you.
All right. Okay, you're asking me. I would say you've asked of everything else, communism and so on and so forth, in the gurus, and I would say, have you asked of yourself?
Oh yes, I've asked. I'm not such a fool. I've asked.
And you come up with the same question?
I said, I don't know. First I said, by Joe, I see this happen around me, inside me. Man has demanded change all the time, and ended up in a cul-de-sac, blind, or invented a theory, invented a God, invented a marvelous theological system, speculations. But that's over. I'm not going to be fed by that. Now, are we in that position? each one of us.
One seems to be caught in a process that one seems to be destructive, but one more or less can't stand being without. To try and change something by, projecting a goal and then pursuing it is seen to be a futile process, but in the process of doing that, one feels a certain feeling, which when it ceases, the anxiety is more or less unbearable.
So I don't want to get rid of one little anxiety one day, then fear another day, and third day greed, little by little by little.
He doesn't want to get rid of anxiety one day, another kind of anxiety the next day, and then another day fear, and then greed, and then aggression, and so on. He says it's an endless thing. He says that's not acceptable.
Would you accept that? Kind of layer by layer, change, tear away things?
That would be just treating symptoms, wouldn't it?
Yes. And then go after the cause? To see what you're saying, please. Go after the cause. If you go after the cause and find the cause, can you remove the cause?
Can what?
Be free of the cause. And if you act from the cause, the effect, you will be again dealing with the symptom. The symptom will become the cause. I don't know. Right? No, I'm afraid. No? No. Right.
Emptiness, fear, dependence, and so on.
Is the cause different from the symptom?
From the effect.
I mean, from the effect.
Is the effect different from the cause?
Yeah. Or symptom, effect becomes the cause for another effect. Or is this getting too abstract?
What is the root of it?
Are you saying, sir, to find out the cause of a particular thing, like anger, it may not be the ultimate cause, it may just be one link in an infinite regression of
Causes. Links.
And who's to say what was the ultimate cause, and who's to say what's the ultimate effect? And if we just treat one effect, which is a link in the chain, then first of all the whole thing goes on, and treating the effect, we will simply react from it, and that effect will be another cause.
And so on. That's right, sir.
So we indeed differentiate between the cause and the effect at all?
Yes, that's right. I don't know if we get this.
you're saying
So
there's no
the
difference.
effect is from a cause, right?
Yes.
And I examine the cause and see that the cause may be an effect of another cause.
In other words, I smoke because I'm nervous because I'm afraid because my father beat me.
Exactly.
So on, so on, so on. Which is what the analysts are doing.
It has no end, really.
I mean, there's no... And it's silly.
And meanwhile, a whole lot of things are happening.
Happening, yes.
It's galloping.
I don't know. Is
Have we
this...
still not rejected analysis?
We have a like view, we have it.
Yes, good.
No, I mean, this
A little
is...
late, and I thought maybe we were still.
No. He was saying, how can you change? How can you change your condition? How can you change?
Can you change your condition?
Isn't there something in the, you spoke of the chain of cause and effect and everything, isn't there basically, like in the nature of that, isn't there a cause for that whole thing? Or
Yes, so that cause for the whole thing may be an effect of previous cause.
Well, I mean, the whole thing now is...
Series, you mean there's a series. Isn't the
Yeah.
series hasn't got a common root? But how can you find
one ultimate root, I mean, one basic root from which everything else derives.
All
the
right.
gunpowder from which to
Yeah.
put out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what? Don't let's move away from the central issue, which is I see around me and in myself great confusion, misery, conflict. I am that, right? Now, what is the catalyst or what is the thing that's necessary to transform all that? If that is not possible, then I'm caught in everlastingly in this wheel.
So do we assume that there is something which can transform?
Huh?
So
I don't assume anything. I'm only concerned how the transformation of what is.
And what is an effect of something which is ultimately...
And so
the
on
person.
and on and on.
And anything one does about what is again conditioned.
That's what I meant by doing nothing would be the start.
I
I wasn't simply saying it. I thought about it a great deal. It's very difficult.
No, either one is, it is possible or it's not possible.
Anything difficult is conditioned.
I won't accept it's difficult or easy. Here it is. Here is, what I am. And I see the utter seriousness that and the demand that it must be changed. Freedom and all the rest of it. What is the thing? What am I to do?
Why isn't slow modification change?
Big one?
Why isn't slow modification change?
Oh, is it?
Because it's just the effect of the conditioning. It's,
But
the
modification...
sickness which goes on, and you might say sickness progresses, but
I mean, we have modified. We have slight modification is going on all the time.
That's change.
But
that's not freedom.
and that may take me for the next 50 years, and by the time that's over, I'm dead, gone, finished.
Each move is determined by the move behind it in that progression. And therefore, it's always within the same circle and not something radical.
You want to do it fast now.
Not fast or slow.
But not,
Be out of the whole thing, isn't that the out of time?
not in time. Because
Look, sir, I'm afraid. Fear, there is fear. Most human beings are afraid in different forms. How is this fear to end? Because I see, as long as there is fear in any form, conscious or unconscious, deep down, everything is darkness. Right? How is that fear to end?
Living in the present?
Huh?
Living in the present? To live in the present?
What does that mean? How am I to live in the present?
The present is conditioned anyway by the past.
No. Take one thing. I'm afraid. Afraid of what's going to happen to me. Afraid of something I've done in the past. Afraid. Fear. I want to end it. What am I to do? Gradually end fear?
How does change take place at all?
Huh?
How does change take place at all?
That's what we are asking.
Is the same agency which causes gradual change?
No, sir, do look at it. My mind is dull. Not sensitive, alert, alive. What am I to do? Polish it? A dull, stupid mind, meditating everlastingly by a mantra, this and that, still remains a stupid mind. Right? So what is...
Fear will affect, or is bound to affect all change.
So go into it, sir. You see, shall we take fear and go into it?
Fear would be the root of, would be the blockade to change.
So how am I to remove that block? How is that to be broken up?
One knows one is dull. One knows what causes it.
Do you?
Yes.
Huh?
Well, I think.
Do you know what causes a dull mind?
Yeah.
What are the causes of dull mind?
I think so.
If you do, then how are you to put an end to all the causes that make the mind dull? And you are both the teacher and the student.
All right, one feels that the mind is dull because one is constantly pursuing some kind of result of all the anxiety, conflict, and fear. Then one finds that when this is understood and it ceases, one's so afraid that one goes back to the same thing. So they're kind of addicted to the process, even though they see that it's causing all this dullness and what have you. Like a man that takes heroin knows what he's doing and he can't stop.
Thank you.
So then the second movement is one of escape, right? From the anxiety of realizing of thinking that you realize what the problem is, being stuck with the problem, but then you can't stay with that state, right? So you go back to the old answer.
To project some result and pursue the result, because when you're pursuing the result, you've escaped from the anxiety. You feel like you're something again.
So, can we discuss fear, go into it, and see that when we leave this room we are no longer afraid? Can we do it? Huh?
I don't know.
Otherwise, what's the point of playing with words?
When we leave this room today.
Otherwise, what's the point of my talking about fear?
Well,
I want to end fear. Not tomorrow or next year take a vow, I shall not be afraid because New Year is coming. But I say, no, I want to end fear. I want to go into it so completely, when I leave that it's finished, forever. Shall we discuss that so completely? Huh?
Does the discussion of fear answer everything we said about change?
No, I'm taking that. Perhaps if I can understand one thing so completely, I've understood the whole thing.
Yes. Well, if fear may be the basis.
I don't know. They may not. I took that as one of the symptoms, one of the effects. There may be cause, maybe something else. So I say, let's take fear or jealousy, what you like. What?
As one of the reasons why one is not free, that's all. And why one is not changed.
If it's a symptom of something, what is it a symptom of? I mean, why talk about the symptoms? I mean, if there is it implies that there's a root. What is the root?
But are they different, you see? I mean, why do we discard one and say, let's look at the other one? Isn't it all one thing?
So is the symptom, the effect, far from the cause? Distance? You follow what I mean? Fear may be the effect. And I look for the cause. It may be very close to it. Or it may be the same thing. No, you don't see this. All right, sir. Shall we take that one thing, go into it so completely that we get it, right? Can we do that? Shall we do that?
Let's try.
In other words, we're talking about...
Let's try.
We talk about change with regard to fear. And
Of course.
If we understand change with regard to fear, we understand change full stop.
Full stop. And I may see the whole of it, not fragment of it. Fragment may be fear. Can we do this? Shall we go into this? Right? Not as somebody teaching you something, right? It's your problem, not mine. And I say, if we discuss it with such energy, right? With such seriousness, that you are really end of it. Can we do that? Are we sufficiently serious for that? I don't know what will happen when one is free from fear. You follow? You may lead a totally different kind of life. Or you may not. And deeply one may be frightened of what might happen. And so he said, let's talk about it superficially, play with it as long as it's convenient, but don't go too far.
I mean, the security of fear is too enlightened.
That's why I'm saying one has to be very, very serious about this thing. You can't just play with it.
Is there a basis for all fear?
I don't know, so we're going to go into it. First, to go into it very deeply, one must be very serious about it, not just play with words.
One thing could we say that fear, that I think why we keep fear is that way down deep we believe it saves us. We believe that's what keeps us alert.
We'll go into it thoroughly, both physical fear and psychological fears, when we are sure that we are serious enough and therefore have energy enough to go into it. Because this demands great deal of energy. Ordinary physical energy. I shall proceed. Bear in mind that we are both the teacher and the disciple. Right? Nobody in the world is going to show me how to be free of fear. Can't. I played with all that before. So I've discarded every form of authority which will tell me, look, do this and I'll be free of fear. Or follow this and you, at the end of it, after 50 years, you'll be out of it. You follow all that kind of thing. So can we start? To go into this demands a great deal of physical energy. Nervous energy, brain energy, right? What do you say, sir? You're silent. There are physical fears. Fear of a snake, fear of accident, fear of this house falling down, hurting myself, fear of having had disease, the pain of it, and I don't want that pain repeated, and the fear of physical, ordinary pain. Can I be free of that physical pain? Fear of physical happening, anything happening physically. And mustn't that kind of fear exist, which is self-preservation, preservation of the organism, which is really not a fear. It is intelligence that says, don't, there is a snake, don't run away from it. Which is intelligence tells me, not fear. I don't know if you can differentiate that.
It's like fear of drowning or
No, of course.
Fear of
it is intelligence, it's not fear.
Yes.
But then fear comes in.
Wait. We're going to go into that step by step. Don't rush into this. First see where intelligence operates. You follow what I mean? And where fear operates. It is intelligence of 10,000 years and more which says there's a precipice, be watchful. That is ordinary common sense. And when you say I'm free of fear and just jump over the precipice, it has no meaning.
The goal in his trapeze.
Yes. So I've already learnt something, right? There is an operation of intelligence and the act of fear. Is this some...
Could the operation of intelligence overcome the act of fear?
No, sir, do look at it slowly. I'm not asking any question yet. I see very clearly danger, and what is operating, intelligence or fear? And I must find out, sir. I don't see the difference. I must find out. Then, if it is intelligence, where does fear act, operate? No, it's really a very, very serious question, this, because is it fear that prevents me from joining the army and being killed at Vietnam? Or intelligence says, don't be silly. Then I'm concerned not with Vietnamese war, but all war. I don't know if you've, right? Then intelligence says you must prevent all wars, not have favorite wars. I don't know if you're following on. Huh? And to prevent all wars, no nationalities, not be this, you follow? So are you committed to any particular form of thought? Of a system. I don't know if you see where intelligence, physical preservation, which is the normal, healthy, instinctive intelligence, we say preserve yourself. Otherwise you have no existence.
What has commitment to a system got to do with this question?
Because it leads that. If I am really want to preserve the organism, and that organism will be destroyed by division.
The war.
Division. You French and I German, division. This physical preservation cannot be.
Therefore division is unacceptable.
It follows from that.
Therefore commitment, which is division. Is unacceptable.
From that, one fact.
From understanding, which is not fear, one comes to the understanding that commitment is intolerable.
Is destructive.
Unacceptable.
Is destructive of the organism.
Yes.
Commitment of any kind?
Huh?
Commitment?
Yes, sir. If I'm a communist, because physically it preserves me, follow it. Huh? Then you, capitalist, I'll fight you to preserve myself. This is what's happening, sir.
Yeah, but he was asking like a commitment of any time. Say you have a commitment to truth.
And then I said, sir, you're missing. Look, I said there are, am I going to fast?
No, sir. You were discussing fear, and then we discussed the fear of
Look,
the cliff and the deep water, and we discovered that was really intelligence.
Intelligence, that says...
As to the
yeah,
rejection
that's
of
all.
commitment. Because that same intelligence...
Division, intelligence says to preserve yourself, don't act fragmentarily.
The same intelligence which avoids the cliff also avoids the Vietnam War and all other wars.
All other wars.
And therefore all divisions and therefore all commitment.
Right? I don't know if
self-preservation
it's... What, sir?
If self-preservation is what makes me... If I kill you because to preserve myself, then self-preservation is not acting intelligently.
Then my son is going to kill you. My son being my nation. My brother is going to kill you. No, right?
Mm-hmm. So then it isn't an intelligent act of self-preservation that makes me kill you. It's not real.
No, do
but
look.
The very fact of having to kill him is the fact that there is division. So the intelligent acts will not act upon him but upon division itself, in any form.
Commitment is a form of fear.
Look, forget the word commitment.
Yes.
Beg pardon?
If someone's attacking you, I should think run like hell.
No, I mean, just see it. Is it fear that tells me don't fall down the precipice, or is it intelligence?
It's obvious.
Wait, sir, go into it a little bit. You will see what is implied in it. If it is fear, what happens if it is fear?
Then you fall down the cliff. There's another thing. The goats in Lebanon and the donkeys never break their legs or fall. And they go in the most perilous places. If I went there, I would fall.
Of course.
And I would be afraid. I think the donkey preserves himself because he has the intelligence. He has the intelligence not only of not falling, but he has the intelligence also of not having that panic. I would have the panic and I would fall. And the donkey, being more intelligent, doesn't fall.
No, don't bring in the donkey. Quite agree.
In fact, the donkeys are more intelligent.
Yeah,
they
but
will
sir,
not have
look.
a horse, they will have a donkey.
Now, what am I? I want, sir. We are trying to understand fear. Is it fear that tells me walk away from the precipice, or intelligence? Let's stick to that one thing. Huh?
It's intelligence.
Huh? Is it?
It's the intelligence which...
No, he says both, sir. I'll find out. Is it both?
It seems as though I'm afraid of falling, not only because of some instinctive thing, but also there comes in the fear of losing my money and my other things.
Not when you're faced with fear. All that disappears, sir. You're faced with it. Suddenly, you don't think of your money, your wife, your family. You say, for God's sake, jump. Get away from it.
Isn't there also a matter of relevance in this? If a truck is bearing down on me on the highway, I jump out of the way.
Naturally, that's the intelligence.
In this room and worrying about a truck, then it becomes fear. It's not
Yeah.
relevant.
So I want to be clear on this point. Is it intelligence or fear? If it is intelligence, which tells me preserve your organism, then I must let it operate under all circumstances. Right? And now, just see what is implied in that. If it is intelligence that says preserve your organism, then I must let that intelligence operate all the time, not at odd intervals.
But it doesn't, sir.
Therefore, stick to it. See what's implied.
It doesn't. gets terribly apprehensive of the cliff, and one still goes and fights in Vietnam, or something like that.
No, Vietnamese war is surely an ideological affair and all the rest of the stupid stuff. Wait, sir, I just want to keep to this one thing, physical fear. Is it physical fear that tells me not to throw myself over the precipice or run away from the bus and so on? Or the instinctual intelligence of the organ?
Why do we separate the two?
No,
Instinctual
because
intelligence may be fear at that moment.
No,
That may
it
be
can't
the
be.
most intelligent thing to feel is fear.
No, I refuse to accept fear at that moment. I say it's the intelligence that's operating.
How would you define, for instance, say the truck is coming at you, there is a neurological, something happens in the body, adrenaline.
Yes, I know that.
And you feel something that we call physically the sensation of fear. Now,
Is that intelligence or fear?
Or is it only the psychological fear that is...
That's all I'm talking, that's all. There is the psychological fear which we have cultivated greatly. Yes. On that we act, on that we live, on that our relationships are based. And there is the physical, organical intelligence which says don't.
While we're acting, it's intelligent, but when we think about it...
Of course, then it's fear.
So it's only like I'm afraid to go on a highway anymore. It's because of something I did intelligently, which is now causing fear.
Yes, sir. So if I can observe, if there is the physical organism acts upon intelligence, that's not fear. Therefore, intelligence says to me, preserve that organism at any cost. Right? Because otherwise you have nothing. Your whole body is destroyed and you come to an end tomorrow. Next instant. Right? So, if that intelligence is operating, it will not go to war. It will not create war.
But it does create.
Because we have other factors coming in which...
Why does it operate uninvited when you go to the cliff? And
no, because psychologically, fear, there are psychological fears which dominate the intelligence. I see that as long as there is division between human beings, there must be war of some kind or another, which is detrimental, destructive to the physical organism.
Yes.
So I said, by Joe, follow that through.
Yes.
So, there is a physical, organic intelligence, instinctual intelligence.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Where does that cease to operate? Follow it, said, go into it a little bit, it's very interesting, go into it. Why doesn't it... no, go on.
It operates very clearly when the danger is evident. The cliff is there, the deep water is there, or the fire. And the intelligence, one doesn't have to think. One knows that one must escape, one must get away.
Then why don't you see the danger of nationality? I'm taking that as an example, please.
Yes.
That's tremendous danger. Much more dangerous than the cliff.
Yes.
Why doesn't the body, which the organ says, I must preserve it, why doesn't that intelligence accept the most dangerous, which is nationalism, which is this competition, which is this, or...
These things don't see danger right now.
That's with the form, the image that has been projected of the self on a national...
Go into it, sir. Go into it. You are... It's no good telling me. You see if you are a slave to images.
I feel that I could be a slave to images, but not to nationality.
I took that as just as an example.
But nationalism is a form of protection to the self.
Which is...
Ideals,
no.
Oh yes, absolutely destructive.
Very. And yet, practically all the world accepts this.
Practically all.
What are those little animals that go into the sea, sir?
Lemmings.
Lemming.
Yes.
Fear. What happened to fear?
No, they always go and commit suicide at a certain time of the year. They go into
The
the sea.
nationalistic thing to do, you see, is what they're all doing.
They just go into the sea and disappear.
Right, sir. Shall we proceed from there?
Yes, sir.
Right.
We understand that there is fear and that there is intelligence.
Yeah. And the fear dominates this intelligence.
Something does, whatever it is.
No, fear.
Because if I become nationalistic or I go to Vietnam, it may not be that fear is dominating my common sense. It may simply be that it's just
An idea.
Or it may be too complicated for me to see.
No, an idea. And as he put it, an image. And all that, right? I don't want to enlarge it too much at present.
Also, perhaps it would be asking too much to assume that intelligence, which acts so efficiently with regard to a cliff, perhaps it would be too much to expect it to act very efficiently with regard to the complex issues involved in human relationship.
I'm not at all sure.
Because it's not the body that is involved. It's
No,
not the
sir.
neurological response which will,
No. Go into
which
it, sir.
will
I'm not
carry
at all.
the day.
Go into it, sir. Watch it. Watch it in yourself. What, sir?
We don't know much about the intelligence because the fear has stifled it, right? Is that what you're... I mean, so the intelligence isn't the problem, in a sense.
Gluttony might stifle it.
Now, I only want to make it clear that there is instinctual response to danger, which is intelligence, right?
Yes. Physical danger.
Physical danger.
What about when there's a conflict where you have two things to be fearful of and you have to choose between them?
We come to that, sir. That's a different thing. Then there are the whole psychological fears. Right?
Yes.
Huh?
Phobias.
Fears. Let's stick to right.
Sir, you asked why we are not afraid of nationalism, say. You gave that as an example, because it is far more frightening than fire and so on. And I happen to think at that time that I was taught through experience to be frightened of fire, cliffs, deep water, etc. But I was never taught to be frightened of nationalism until perhaps I saw or that I experienced it myself. In other words, until I had the experience of...
So watch it, see what you are saying. Must far, danger, etc. Has been taught to you for million years. So, is intelligence something to be taught?
No.
If you are taught, follow it, what you are saying. If you are taught, nationalism is the greatest danger, right? More dangerous than a precipice or far. Then would you say that's intelligence too? Please follow it little bit.
But with dangers, haven't we learned dangers? Haven't we been learned? Haven't we? Some experience, very rudimentary in childhood. Nevertheless, it is a kind of learning, not something that we just know out of the air. We know
if I depend, no madam, if I depend on being taught nationalism is a danger, Right?
Not so much being taught that, but having had an experience with it to let me know personally that it is really frightening. In other words, I don't think a person really could be frightened of a steep cliff until he has an experience with a steep cliff. Well, what's to tell him that, say for instance, a child
knows that falling down cliffs.
Yes, a child doesn't know that until he has that experience.
That's not true, though. You can put a child over a newborn baby and it won't crawl over a ledge. It'll just naturally back away.
No, we're going on. Just let him. No, you are bringing in a question of being taught, right? See what is implied. Someone can teach you not to be intelligent, or someone can teach you to be intelligent. So you depend on somebody to teach you what is intelligence.
Which is not intelligent.
Wait, see what is implied in it.
But experience may be the teacher, not the person. Is there any difference?
All right, on experience, same thing.
But nevertheless, is there...
Oh no, if experience teaches me nationalism is a danger, right? Must I wait for experience to teach me that competition is a danger? Which means I depend on experience to be taught, to learn. Huh? Would you say, right? Then what happens? Do I learn from experience? And do look into it, sir. Do I learn from experience? Man has had 15 million wars, whatever wars there, 15,000 wars in 5,000 years. Have I learned not to kill somebody?
Could we differentiate between experience and relationship?
Take that one case out. Look into it. Don't stick to your point. Look into this. Have you learned? Has man learned not to kill another? He has had 15,000 wars. You understand? War after war. In our own lifetime, there have been 3 appalling wars. Have we learned from it? And that raises quite a different issue. Do we learn from experience?
So can we get back to the question of change?
That's it. So if I rely on experience the teacher, then I'll wait indefinitely.
Because everybody, after all, has had the same experience.
Not only that, see what happens. So I rely on somebody to help me through experience, or on somebody to help me to be free of fear. I don't accept that. That's so absurd. Why can't I see nationalism, ambition, etc. and so on, are danger, physical danger?
You've been conditioned to accept them as security. As far back as...
No, sir, no, look, if you say, well, my friend, you have to go through that, you have to experience it, somebody has to show it to you how dangerous it is, then what happens? Do I learn through somebody?
No, that's second-hand.
Do I learn through an experience?
You condition yourself.
Unless the mind sees the thing for itself, it doesn't act.
So you learn through perception.
And then let we look at it. So I'm afraid psychologically of what?
All change.
No, fear. Psychological. Huh?
Of death.
Of death?
Or something. 1,000 things.
1,000 things.
Pain.
Wait. Pain. Huh? Let's take pain, sir. Look into it. Afraid of pain. I am not in actual pain, but I'm afraid of pain. Right? Huh? Isn't it? Because I've had pain, I don't want it repeated, therefore I'm frightened of its coming again. That's right. When I'm in actual pain, see, actual pain, I'm not afraid. I don't want it. Which is not the dictates of fear. I don't want pain. Which is quite different.
Yes, it's not fear.
I don't know if you're...
Pain is not fear, but fear exists in the absence of pain.
No, sir, no. I'm saying very simple thing. Don't... Pain, fear of pain. That is, I've had pain in the past, I have not actual pain now, and I may have pain tomorrow. So I'm afraid of the pain of tomorrow, because I remember the pain of yesterday, though I don't have it today, right?
Yes.
The pain of tomorrow. What is that pain and what is that fear?
Pain. There's no pain. It's memory.
No, go into it, sir. Learn from it. Don't answer me. Learn from it. I've had pain yesterday, the memory of it. Today I haven't got it, pain, but I'm afraid it might come back tomorrow, right? So what is fear? At the very, very simple thing, what is fear there? Go on, sir. You utilize your brain.
He said it, sir.
Wait, don't let him find out. You are finding out far more important than my telling you, right? So find out, put your brain into it, energy into it. I have had pain yesterday, and I'm afraid of that pain tomorrow. I am not in pain now, but happening again tomorrow. What has produced that fear?
Well, I said it's memory.
What does that mean? Go in, don't stick there, go explore it.
How can you say that I'm not in pain now?
I haven't got pain, sir. Look, if I am in pain...
Psychological, if it's
No, sir.
With regard to pain,
there's a pause, there's an instant where nothing is happening.
Look, old boy, look into it. The memory of pain of yesterday tells me it might come back tomorrow. What is the process of that telling? What tells me? Wait. You and I, no, let them fight it out. Recollection of yesterday's pain, right? The remembrance of the pain of yesterday tells me, don't, for God's sake, be careful, don't let it happen again. What does that mean? You explore it a little bit, it's not so very difficult. If you had no memory of pain, yesterday, you wouldn't be afraid of tomorrow pain, would you? No.
I don't think so. I don't know.
You've said... You see, you're all too... Be simple and you'll have the whole thing in your fingertips.
Can we turn it around?
Huh?
Can we turn it around? Let's say something happens in the street. I go in and save a child. And I do it intelligently. And then I sit down.
And think about it.
And then I'm in shock.
Yeah, that's right. Right? You got it?
I missed it.
This is it.
Thinking about tomorrow, when you haven't got pain today, but you have had pain yesterday, thinking about it is going to make you frightened of tomorrow.
May I ask an example? Someone's...
I'm only thinking of one thing. No, don't complicate this. I am only taking one thing. Just go slowly. We'll complicate the thing enormous little later.
That's everything, though. That's what happens to everything.
You're going to discover something. Don't come to any conclusion.
All right, so I discover that it's thinking.
So you have discovered, So you have discovered that you have had pain yesterday, thinking about it, you are frightened it might happen again tomorrow. Thinking about it. Right?
But so knowing that...
I'm not saying anything further than that. Thinking about the pain of yesterday makes me afraid of having pain tomorrow. That's all. That's all I know.
Yes.
So I say to myself, by Jove, I've learned something. I've learned now that thought has something to do with fear.
It is.
Wait, I don't say what it is. It has something to do. Right?
Yes.
Go into it, sir. I think about death and I'm afraid of death. Wait, sir. Go slow. Sorry, you and I have been at this for a few years, sir.
The tape's running out and I want to say it before the tape. Because I want you to say it.
I'm not going to say anything. To me, this is extraordinary. If you can go into this slowly, you will discover an awful lot for yourself. As I think about the pleasure I had yesterday, follow it, right? Repeating it tomorrow, thought again, right? So thought creates both pleasure and pain, thinking about it. tomorrow's pleasure, tomorrow's pain, fear. Right? Right?
Well, I don't know if it creates pleasure. I mean, pleasure is something we experience. It creates an anxiety about it.
The expectation, he's talking about the expectation of pleasure.
Okay.
There is the searching for pleasure.
Do you mean that no pain happens in the future if I don't worry about it happening?
Well,
I don't say, no, you see how you're translating it?
The pain is different from the worry. You have the pain.
Golly, I can't stick to one simple fact and work it out.
When you have pain itself, you have no fear.
Fear is created in the...
When you have actual pain, there is no fear.
Something can happen in the future.
Which is?
Fear. Thought.
Yes,
And it's for you and me clear. It's very clear for me, but I don't know if it's clear.
There's another question, a very important question.
Which is there?
Arises. The question is that even knowing that it's thought doesn't change it.
No. So what is next?
That's the problem.
I'm good. First see what the problem is. The problem is...
The problem of all our difficulties...
No. I won't reduce it to that yet. You see, sir, you're going too far.
Because you can't decide not to think.
No, that's why I'm coming to that.
You cannot be sure not to think of a monkey when you're taking your medicine.
You keep on thinking about the monkey.
Yes. How are you going to guarantee that you're not thinking of the monkey when you take your medicine?
No, look, I don't know anything about the medicine and the monkey. Here it is. I have learned this fact that thought breeds fear. In this case, I don't know if it's going to do with all of it. In this case where I've had pain, great pain, and I'm over it, but it may come back again. And I'm afraid of that pain coming back.
And we're also afraid of the fear, too.
Fear. I'm saying that. Fear of having that pain again. Which means the remembrance, the recollection of the past pain, thinking about it, produces fear of having the pain again tomorrow. That's all I've learned. So next step, what is the next question?
The next question for me is like, okay, I've seen that. I've seen it before too. But then I get to a point where I become bored or where nothing's happening, where I'm not acting.
No.
And then that thought comes.
No. What is it?
The problem, I don't think, is to eliminate thinking. I mean, you can't do that.
You see? You're beginning to see. Look. I had pain yesterday. I'm going to have it again tomorrow. I may have it. Therefore, I'm frightened of pain. And I see the connection, which is thought. What is my next question?
What is thought?
What is your next question?
Why does thought have to tie to
How to be free from it?
Huh?
How to be free from
Free from what?
the fear.
Well, free from thought.
That thought creates fear.
Then what's the question?
How can I be free
Well,
of fear?
I don't think you can stop it.
What? Go on, sir. Pursue it.
I want the thought to be acting in the present, not in the past. If the thoughts that I'm having are all from right now,
Then it's intelligence.
then it's just right intelligence. As long as
You-
I cannot have all these fears come only from the thoughts of the past.
So, thought is past.
It's all past.
I mean, see how quickly you jump.
It's past in the present though.
It's acting in the present.
It's now, but it's
acting now, but it's
your
memory.
time.
Memory.
So the question is, can you live today without
No, sorry.
We already...
Why
Well,
do we can't keep thinking about the past?
Seems the problem though is that can we act in the present knowing that memory exists? I don't know if you can you can't get away from memory possibly. We don't know if we can get away from memory.
We can't.
So we have to...
memory to go home, as you said, to brush our teeth, to go to the doctors.
Isn't it just to be aware of what's happening, aware of the process?
You find out there's nobody to tell you. You're the cook and the who eats what you have cooked. I don't see, unless you put the right question, you won't find the right answer. Right? Right question. So you have to find out the right question. Here I am faced with a very simple fact. Pain in the past, fear of it happening again in the future. I haven't got it now. If I had great pain, there is neither future nor the past. There is only pain. It's only that interval in which there is no pain, I am afraid of pain. Right? In that interval, thought is in operation. Right? So, the thought creates fear of the pain of tomorrow. Then what is my next question?
How do you control the thought?
No, won't you say, what else does thought breed? If it breeds fear, what else does it breed?
It breeds pleasure.
I mean, you see, you're too quick.
I see this is the same thing that happens when I see the mountains. Then I go away and I think about them and I don't.
That's exactly the same thing, sir.
Or all of a sudden, you become aware of yourself sometimes. Well, of this.
I am not talking about awareness. Okay. Thought has bred fear. Does thought breed something else too?
It's what creates these screens that we're talking about.
I don't know anything. Forget all that.
Well, can thought also produce a way to prevent the pain in the future? I mean, if a bear comes in and attacks my camp, can I build a fence?
We've gone a little bit beyond that, if you don't mind. We said thought creates fear, right?
Yeah.
I want to know if it creates something else, breeds something else too. I saw the sunset yesterday. It was so more marvelous, the pleasure of it. I want that pleasure repeated. Which is thought again. So thought breeds both pleasure, breeds, and fear. Right? I don't... You're rather hesitant about this.
It brings everything which flows.
It breeds both pleasure and pain, right? Which is fear, right? No? So, pleasure and fear in one form are the same. Is it getting too much? Look, sir, I had pleasure yesterday. I think about it, having it tomorrow.
See, it's the same movement. It's the same movement.
That's all. It's the same movement, which thought has separated as pleasure and pain. Right?
Right.
That's all. And thought says, pursue pleasure, old boy. That's marvelous, pursue it. Right? And thought also says, avoid fear.
Avoid pain.
And one, it says, go after pleasure, But don't go after pain. That pleasure and this pain, fear, are created by thought.